I guess this thing is recording. Oh, yeah, it is. What's happening, Pisces? What's happening? Is this going to be for Pisces? I thought I was going to do it for Scorpio, but I guess I'm going to do it for Pisces because I just said Pisces. But I thought I had planned to do it for Scorpio before I got on. But nevertheless, let's do it, Pisces. So, I wanted to use my Rider-Waite deck, but it's upstairs, so we gonna do the Luminous Tarot deck. I think this is called the Luminous. I don't know. I don't recall. We're gonna do this one. And then we're gonna do this one. And we're just gonna see what the fuck is going on. So, Pisces, guys, I know. It's been quite an emotional time. If you're a Pisces, Pisces rising, Pisces suns, all that good stuff. Let's talk from a perspective of Pisces risings. So if you're a Pisces rising, you're going to have Cancer on what? Like your 5th house? Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. Boom. Yup. So you're going to have Pisces, Cancer on your 5th house for the Pisces rising out there. And you guys, you know, the eclipse was going on, all that kind of stuff. And the 5th opposes the 11th. So depending, of course, as soon as I start, here comes my dog, Ruby. Depending what was going on, you know, let me raise the camera just so you guys can see this a little bit. Okay. So, depending on what was going on, you know, you might have had things going on with your friendships, things that you might have been passionate about, working on, maybe like personal ventures, personal associations, businesses, projects, things that you may be passionate about. Of course, love affairs, love relationships, people that you're intimate with, kids, children, all of that kind of stuff. So you guys may have been going through some real changes in those kind of areas. And just Pisces, period, because you are a sister sign, sister water sign to Cancer, and Cancer has had the eclipses in its sign, just had the eclipse in its sign on July the 2nd. If you didn't watch my eclipse video, go check it out. That was my birthday, so I did have a birthday eclipse, which so far it's been pretty great, bringing in new energy, I must say. Not that there aren't negative things that go along with it, but I mean overall the point of what the eclipses do in your life has been pretty good, and I hope it brings necessary changes to you, Pisces, even if you don't realize you need them, changes that you do need. I'm gonna try to make this reading really quick because I got things to do. So with that being said, there's a lunar eclipse coming up in Capricorn, which is Cancer's opposite. So like we just talked about, for you, the 5th and the 11th house for the Pisces risings out there. And if you're a Pisces sun, you can kind of take this as a Pisces rise. Some of the stuff that applies to Pisces rising is going to apply to you too, because it's your sun, you know, is a lot of 1st house energy. But it just depends on where Pisces is in your chart. So this month, it might be an emotional time. This month, I don't know, you guys might be going through some breakups, some difficulties, just trying to get shit straight and get it together. So, you know, I hope things have overall been going well for you, Pisces out there, and you're not going too crazy and things in your life are settling down. We know how you mutable signs can get sometimes. And we got Mercury retrograding. So again, for the Pisces rising, Mercury was moving into Leo, which would have been your 6th house, but it's retrograding back into your 5th. So here we go again. So you may have some things going on. Like I said, this could be your love relationship or your partnership, even though usually you can see that in the 7th house. But passionate relationships, people that you have sexual bonds with and chemistry with, and intimate relationships is the 5th house also, again, as well as kids, creativity, and the friends that you share certain bonds with, because it opposes that 11th house. So Mercury is going to be retrograding there. So maybe you guys are thinking about some kind of relationship, affair, sexual tryst from your past, somebody the passion and love may have been good with. I don't know if you're going to try to go back there. You probably shouldn't, Pisces. And then Mars is going to be in Leo in your 6th house for all the Pisces rising. So you may have more work than usual. You may be more active. You may be more adamant in taking care of your health. Be careful with your health and all of that kind of good stuff. So, maybe things picking up and getting really, really busy in your career, Pisces. So I just want to get this deck together. I'm going to cut that deck so we can kind of get it moving, and I just want to shuffle these really quick. So what else is going on? I believe Jupiter is still in Sagittarius, retrograding in Sagittarius, if I'm not mistaken. It may be out of retrograde. I thought it was in retrograde, but in any event, Jupiter is in Sagittarius, whether it's retrograde or not. And for you, that's gonna square you because it's your same element, mutable sign. So Sagittarius is going to be like what, you guys? It's 10th house. Let's see if Pisces rising. Next mutable sign for you would be Gemini on your 4th. Yes, Sagittarius on your 7th, and then Virgo on your 7th, and Sagittarius on your 10th. So, again, just stuff going on in your career. Maybe you guys are having some, and Jupiter is also your ruler as well. So maybe you guys got some good things going on as far as career or just being out on Front Street. And just be careful with that too, because it could bring negative publicity and things like that with Jupiter. Like I said, I believe it was in retrograde not too long ago. It might not be in there anymore, but just be careful with that as well. So what else is important that we want to talk about? Oh, we still got the Saturn and Pluto, and they're coming to a conjunction. Because they're in the same house as Capricorn, I consider them a conjunction in any event. But I think they're coming closer together. I believe Saturn is approaching Pluto. So again, for Pisces rising, that will be over in your 11th house. So just a lot of changes and a lot of different things when it comes to friends. Maybe you're going through some difficulties and some things right now when it comes to friends, groups, associations, people you care about, people you look up to, and the friendships that you have. But it is going to make for a better future. I mean, the 11th house is the house of good omen. It's good things. And with you having Saturn and Pluto there, which are malefic planets, it could weaken that influence a little bit depending on what else is going on in your chart. And even if you go through some difficulties, it could bring you it could be putting you in better social circles for the future. So just keep that in mind. And like I said, it could be with it opposing your 5th, it could be needing you to pull in the reins and get some things together when it comes to those who you associate with, those who you choose to get intimate with, and just things of that nature. Pisces, you usually boundless, no boundaries, that kind of thing. But sometimes you need bounds. You need a significant change to come about so that you can put some structure and some bounds in areas of your life. We need discipline and rules in all areas of our life because we know Pisces likes to be boundless and just free flowing, but you got to have structure in your life. So that may be happening for you right now, Pisces. And then again, we still have Neptune in your sign. So your modern day ruler Neptune is in your sign, and I think you may be doing good with that. I think that's the time to maybe bring some of your dreams and realities into view. I mean, because you are a Neptune sign, just don't let you get too crazy with your thoughts and imagination. Don't let your ruler go too crazy in your sign. But it's energy that you guys are used to. It's energy you can work with. So Neptune in your sign, in the sign of Pisces, is not a bad thing. You just want to make sure you're seeing things clearly and you're living and existing in the real world at all times, Pisces, at all times. At all times. So let's see. Ooh, what's going on? So we just talked about, oh, and Uranus is in Taurus. I just got the Taurus card on the table, so that makes me think of it. Uranus is in Taurus, so Taurus is going to be you guys for the Pisces rising. Taurus would be you guys' 3rd house. So things having to do just with communication. You guys may be doing a lot of travel. You may have a different way in the way you're moving about. You choose to communicate. Again, those you choose to communicate with when it comes to close family members, brothers, sisters, all that kind of stuff. All that kind of stuff. And I I don't ever say I'm psychic, but I can't control what happens in these readings. You guys see it on camera. So I don't really know if you can see that good, but that's the 11th house. We just talked a lot about the 11th house associations and things of that nature. So I think, Pisces, you guys may be going through an overall transformation with who you're close to, who you call your family, those that are your family. You could be moving closer to family, you could be moving further apart, but just having changes in the family. This could be dynamics with children, dynamics. A lot could be going on with your sex, what you value, how you give yourself to other people, what you accept from other people. Like, you really could be going through some things when it comes to that. But like I said, don't let things, especially if it comes to work, you want to steer clear of partnerships in work and things like that. You want to keep your associations pure, because you never know the people that you're going to need for your future, and those you may come across that you may need at some point in your life. So like, you really don't want to mix business and pleasure and things of that nature. You know what I mean? Try to keep your temperament to a minimum. Try to keep your temperament in check. You know what I'm saying? Because if we got Taurus in Uranus and Taurus in your third, and then we have Mars in Sagittarius, Mars in Leo, which would be in your sixth, then that is squaring. So you just want to make sure that, you're not being too forceful. You're not having too much of that kind of energy. You want to more so think things through and be careful when it comes to how you deal with your family and your friends and things of that nature. You need to be accountable. You need to show up. You need to be there. And speaking of, here was a Taurus card, that Taurus in Uranus, or you guys could be dealing with a Taurus. Maybe it even could do with breakups. So going through difficulties in love relationships, maybe you're at odds, maybe it's a lack of passion, you're trying to find a passion, or whatever the case. Because like we talked about, the only card I didn't have that came out here that I talked about was the fifth house, because we did talk about the fifth house. But so you guys may be dealing with a Taurus, or things that had to do with a Taurus and things of that nature. And we just talked about Leo, and I talked about Mars being in Leo, and I got the Leo card and the Mars card. So I think there's probably going to be a big focus on your work, not just so your creativity, what you like to do for fun and in your spare time, but actually in your work and this Mars energy. So don't let anybody get you riled up at work and things of that nature. And maybe somebody in your house, something going on with somebody in your house, because we also got the fourth house there. And that fourth house was right next to Taurus. So you guys may live with some Tauruses. You may have some things going on with some Tauruses. Pisces. I know Pisces and Taurus is a couple that could tend to get together. But if you're having some difficulty, or that could be somebody that you're dealing with at work too. So if you're having some difficulty, I think things are going to get a little bit better. So this definitely has to do with work, what you do in your extracurricular time, your associations, and things like that. And we talked about your 10th house too, and Jupiter being there. So there may be being a spotlight put on you, Pisces, in different associations and groups that you work with. And it's crazy how this really relates to something that just came up in my mind that's going on with the Pisces who's in a certain group that I'm a part of. So that's just crazy. So like I said, ego. The illusion of being trapped, placing too much importance on material items, getting caught up in fear or worry. So anything that you don't have, you will have. Taurus, as soon as you stop stressing about material things and stop stressing about what's going on materially, or depending on other people materially, and depend on yourself and the gifts that you have, we will find that you won't stress about those things anymore, because you will have everything that you need. So that's a very important thing for you Pisces, for you guys to remember. And then right after that, I had the 8 of spring. Stress that comes from having many things happening at once. Successful multitasking, sudden events or changes. Like I said, you guys may be going through some sudden events or changes when it comes to the home, the partnerships and things of that nature. Maybe even work changes and money changes. But I feel like the money is going to come to you. You will have some success when it comes to that, but you have to depend on your own talents. You have to depend on yourself to get it. It's not a time to use other people or depend on other people to get it, because you are the star. You're the focus. Like I talked about, your ruler being in your 10th house. So you are the star. You are the focus. So you have to do what you need to do to get things across. And like I said, if you're communicating with a partner or you got a boss at work, you want to watch your communication and take your ego out of the situation. A lot of times, Pisces, you guys will have your own thoughts. Again, with that modern day ruler Neptune and a traditional ruler Jupiter, is you guys can be kind of stuck in your head and not so much want to listen or give, really understand what other people are trying to tell you. You kind of have a frame of mind. Even though you're a mutable sign, I feel like that's more in action, not so more in the mental, because you're going to think what you want to think. You might be willing to bend and go a lot of different ways, but it's really hard to tell a Pisces something that they already have something in their mind. So you need to let go of any ego or any grudges that you have when it comes to your communication with people this month, whether that's at work, whether that's in your love life, in your home, with your kids, whatever it is. And the star card says, look to the future with hope and optimism, the power of faith to move mountains, happy changes that bring relief from challenging times. So Pisces, you could also be coming through some challenging times, and you're carrying a lot of baggage from your past. And I think you guys may just be going through home issues and money issues. And so whether you're breaking up from relationships, you're not happy in your current home situation, you have to depend on yourself to get out of those situations, because then we got the 10 of spring and the ace of autumn, which is the 10 of the wands and the ace of pentacles. So something in its beginning stages, it's like you feel like you don't quite have enough, or you don't have what you need, or you're not quite, I dropped that card, or you're not quite, let me see. Oh, it's all the way over there. Oh my gosh. Lordy. Or you're not quite where you want to be, Pisces. But what you got to realize is you got to put the baggage down. You got to fix the issues from the past. You got to confront them. You can't let them control you, because if you let them control you, it's just going to take you that much longer to get where you really need to be at. So Pisces, just remember that. But you do have opportunities coming. You do have things coming. So it might feel like you got a lot of baggage going on, and it's a lot going on at work, and you're busy. I just talked about Mars in the 6th house, and then 10 of spring says, ask for help from others. All work and no play, being weighed down by too many responsibilities. It's just time to take accountability, Pisces. I know a lot of Pisces that try to run from accountability too. A lot of times, Pisces, you guys don't tell the whole story. I mean, I love you as my sister water sign, but we need to talk, Pisces. We need to talk. We need to talk, because I know you be in your feelings and I know you be in your head, but sometimes you just got to take accountability and see things for what they are. And if you need to talk to somebody, whether that's a mental counselor, a friend, and things like that, that's what you need to do. That's what you need to do. So, right, I feel like you guys are, and the Ace of Autumn says, a windfall of money, advice, or assistance from others, a very successful project, a happy change in your career. So I feel like you guys are going through, when you're in the spotlight, whether that be at your home or your work, you're going through a lot of changes, you're carrying a lot of baggage, you have a lot of debts, bills, responsibilities, people that you owe, people want their money. Even people in the family may be needing help, and you having issues and troubles in the household, but you just gotta, take a minute, Pisces. Get organized, order your steps and what you need to do. Everything can be a priority. So prioritize the things you need to take care of and the things you need to do, and take things one by one, and you'll find yourself in a better place with opportunities that come. But it all starts with taking responsibility and being accountable for your actions and the things that you've done, so that you can get to a better place. As long as you drag those burdens with you, you drag all your past baggage with you, you're going to go through the same things over and over and over again. And nobody wants to do that. That's the definition of insanity. If you want to make a change, you confront the things that are going on in a non-egotistic way, in a truthful manner, in a responsible manner. And then you can resolve some of those issues and be able to move on to something bigger and better. Pisces, bigger and better. So that's what I got for you, Pisces. I know I was talking like a speed racer, but again, I got things to do. So I wish you guys the best. Put a comment down below. Let me know what's going on with you right now, Pisces. Visit the store, Earth Sky Star. And if you need some different healing crystals, things that you see here to kind of get you through and help you out, then go ahead and do that. Go ahead and purchase from the site. And if you want to talk to me, book a reading and let's work on it. Let's work it. I just dropped one of my selenite wands. This table is so small. That's the next thing on my list, to get a bigger table, but it didn't break, which is great. You need somebody to talk to. You need somebody to listen. Book me. Book a reading. Okay? All right, Pisces. It's your girl, Metamax Frequency Real Radio, and I'm up out of here. Talk to you later. Peace.